Hi folks, and welcome back. I should probably be at the allotment, but apparently I've been neglecting the back garden, and Jess has asked me, instead of going to the allotment, she said I have to help out in the garden, and she didn't know I was going to start filming. But here we are. I don't know what she wants me to do. What do you want me to do?
I have a list.
Oh, she has a list, a whole list.
I didn't know you were going to do that.
I know, she didn't know. I can as well give you loads of updates on the back garden because, to be honest, I've been pretty ashamed of the back garden for the past few months. It's been really quite neglected, you know. Jess, no offence to her, you know, I mean, Jess, she's unlucky in that most of my attention goes on the allotment, so she really does the lion's share in the garden, to be fair to her, and she's a bit of a, I don't want to say a fair weather gardener, but you know, her gardening mojo doesn't really wake up until May, when it properly warms up outside and it starts to be really nice. My phone's going off. Ugh.
Hello. JB left us a second ago because his parents' car broke down. So I'm going to carry on the garden tour, hopefully, and show you a few things that I've bought, a few things that we've sown, and a few other changes to the garden. First of all, I know that you've seen the forget-me-nots before, but they have grown a little bit bigger, and these some hollyhocks that I grew from seed last year, and there's this one as well that has gone massive. So they did this last year as well, so I was hoping to get some flowers this year, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. There are some, I don't know, where is the camera? There are some buds here, so I'm hoping that they're going to come out sometime later this season. And there's some more forget-me-nots here, and here's the pooch. I grew the forget-me-nots from seed as well. It was the first time I ever grew something from seed, and I put like 300 seeds in about 3 cells because I didn't read the packet properly. So, I don't know if JB finished showing you the cold frame. It's here and it's great and I love it. So it's got a little hook up here to keep the lid open during the day. And in here I'm not entirely sure that my peonies need to be in here anymore, but I'm trying to protect them from slugs, even though I'm pretty sure slugs don't like peonies. My begonias, I say my begonias as if there's anything in there. They haven't come up yet, but I am hopeful. This is a red sunflower. I have 3 of them. I had 4, but I snapped one the other day, just trying to pot it on. And this here is Frankie. I have a lot of frog ornaments for the garden. I pretty much buy Roo. I pretty much buy anyone I see. I think he's really cute. This is a foxglove that Roo, out, come on. This is a foxglove that I grew from seed. Roo, the bulb is coming, hopefully. So hopefully I'll get some flowers from it this year. I find that something about seeds and me and my impatience, Roo's tail. These are some irises that I did not grow. So I have a couple of hydrangeas. They're one of my favorites. I really like the any plants really with really big flower heads. We have some hanging baskets. There's plants in these ones and strawberries in these 2. My sweet pea netting, it might not show up on camera. My sweet peas are looking a little worse for wear. I'm not sure if last year was just a bit of like a fluke. Last year I grew the sweet peas from seed and I left them in their pots for far too long and they were looking really sad. They were probably about 20 centimeters and just floppy and dead by the time I planted them in the raised bed. And JB said that they weren't going to do anything, and then they flourished. So I think that tricked me into thinking that maybe they were a little bit easier to grow, because all the ones I've grown this year, they're not really doing it. They're not really doing anything. So one thing about me is I love flowers and I love to grow flowers from seed, but also I am ever so slightly impatient. So there are some flowers like the foxglove and the hollyhocks and some bulbs that I grew this year or last year, and they don't flower in the first season. So then I go to the garden centre. garden centre is probably my favourite place in the world. So I'll give you a very quick overview of what I bought in the garden centre today, and then I will pass you over to JB. And I'm really sorry if my camera skills have been shocking. JB was like, make sure your face is here, and then you've got like 2/3, but my wrist wants to give out with this gimbal already. So I'll give you a quick overview of the flowers I got. These I grew from bulbs. This is a begonia on the left, and then these are anemones on the right, and they are from a commenter on one of JB's channels. They told me to plant them, and I'm really excited for what happens to those. This had a lot of tulips and a lot of daffodils on, and now obviously they've gone over. And the thing that upsets me, I think, about bulbs like this is they're like, you should leave the leaves till they die back, but then it looks like this. So I think I'm going to try and sow some wildflower seed in between, so something happens in this poor little graveyard in the summer season. I feel like a lot of this might get chopped because JB was like, give them a quick tour, and I've been like, and this plant. This plant, however, is my sister bought this for me because I cleaned her dog because she came home wet from a walk, and I cleaned her. So my sister bought me this plant. It's one, can't remember what it's called, but it's got like one really tall stem, maybe like a meter, and then it's got like a circle flower on the top. It's very pretty, it's very cute. Okay, garden centre buys. I did buy another hydrangea. JB's upset about it, but it was reduced, and I find that anything that's reduced is really, like, you can just get it because really you're saving it. So really I saved money and a plant. So I got this hydrangea in this really cute like light pink pot. This rose bush, the tiny, don't mind all my compost scraps. I got this rose bush, it was also reduced. Again, saving plants, saving the world, etc, etc. We've got some clematis, that's these ones. Obviously, I'm sorry, I know you know that. To go, the trellis at the back has passion flower on it. That is just not coming back this year. So we're not sure if we killed it somehow, but we're gonna replace it with the clematis because I don't love passion flower. And then these are just some pretty things that I won't bore you with. I'm going to show you some seeds that I've planted and some things that JP is hoping to plant as well back in the conservatory. Some more foxgloves. I usually do, well, quite a few seeds because I'm not that great at growing, and sometimes they make it to this stage and then they don't make it past potting up. But I had quite a few different colors of a lot of seeds, so that's why I've got 2 rows of foxgloves. These ones said no thank you. I've got some lobelias and some tagetes, some gypsophilia, some nicotiana, which I did just buy some of these as well at the garden centre. I forgot to show you. They're just dwarf ones, but I do find them very pretty, especially the deep red ones. I got some, well, I planted some royal violets and they all said absolutely not, try again next year. But these seeds may be old, but I can't remember. Some delphiniums also, I've got one. And this all looks very dry, but I did water them yesterday, so they're not. Antirrhinums, are antirrhinums the snapdragons? If so, I bought some more antirrhinums at the garden centre, not nicotiana. I think the antirrhinums are the snapdragons. I've got quite a few of those, and I bought some at the garden centre. Oops. Now I remember that the nicotiana are actually something different, which I didn't buy at the garden centre, so good for me. These are the cosmos that I potted up yesterday, and I forgot about this guy because I did not see him. Looking a bit sad. I'll pot him up anyway and hope for the best. And these are oxeye daisies. Really excited for those. Busy Lizzie said no, and the Aubrietta said no as well. Also at the garden centre today, I'm a sucker for, like, you know, a 5 for 10 or a 3 for 10. I got these. I didn't actually get 3. So these are, what are they? Dahlias. And these are my whole arm. These are red salvias, and I got this. Super cute. I did also want to get some lobelias, but JB was not having it. If you're growing them at home, then we don't need to buy them, etc, etc. So I didn't get them. Maybe next time I go to the garden centre by myself. I may put a few more things up today. JB don't mind our painted fences. Should have gone with brown, but it's fine. JB was supposed to be helping me in the garden today, but he did have to go and rescue his parents with their broken down car. I don't think I'm in focus. So he's probably going to go to the allotment after this. So I'm hoping that this is a decent transition, and next time you see someone on camera, it's going to be JB at the allotment. Or he's going to say this was not a great transition, and you're not going to see it either way. So I hope you have fun at the allotment. Bye.
Can you imagine how annoying it must be being in a relationship with a YouTuber First they turn up, shove a camera in your face and say, oh, by the way, I'm recording a video. And then they say, can you take over the video, please? So we're going very off-piste, and I'm going to the shed because I think I have a battery charger. I have absolutely no idea what is wrong with my parents' car. We're going to try and figure it out. It's going to be great. It has been a very, very long time since I've been under the bonnet of a car. Roo, what are you doing down there? She's right in the corner. What are you doing? Searching for squirrels, probably. But yeah, long time since I've been under the bonnet of a car. So I spent like the start of my 20s like always fixing cars and stuff going wrong all the time, and as soon as I could afford a car that wasn't going to break down, I spent that money because it's worth it. It's not something I enjoy. How to remove car battery safely. This is what today's episode was actually meant to be about. I've got this all in the boot, ready to go to the allotment. I was going to do a little bit in the garden, take that up to the plot. Alas, this is plan B, and we think it's something to do with the battery. Like, my dad is an old school car guy, but it's been a while, you know, he's a bit out of practice. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, go take the battery out, bring it back home, charge it up for a bit, go back, put the battery back in the car, and hopefully that'll be everything, and then maybe they can get a new battery or something like that. Shall we see how well that goes? So long as I don't electrocute myself, everything will be fine. If I posted this video, that means I'm fine, so don't worry, don't worry. You know what, I have just realised, rookie error number 1. Who wears white? Who wears white to a mechanical job? I'm not going to end up very clean after this, I don't think. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know where the latch is on this one. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Look, now, why is it never easy? Okay, so you disconnect the negative terminal first. There's 4 going into this battery, and there's a positive. What? Where's the negative? What? Yes. Look at this. We got the son of a gun. Apparently, it comes off as one big thing. Oh, I took a bit of swearing, a bit of brute force. Go on, you mother trucker. Go on, you're so close. Go on. Oh, why is it like this? Why couldn't it just be a normal battery? Normal battery, you just disconnect the black, then you disconnect the red, and then you charge it, you reconnect the red, and you reconnect the black. Oh, come on, that's got to be it. Well, I'm no car expert, but lots of blue, lots of corrosion on the contacts. Probably a sign that it's not the healthiest battery. I'm going to take it home and charge it anyway, just in case, because that's what my dad said, and your parents always know best, don't they? We'll try and clean it up and go from there. So stupid. We're in the good place, folks. We're at the allotment, but not for a good reason. The good reason would be that the battery palaver, the car problems are sorted, and we're now here to do some gardening and drop off the compost. Alas, what I'm actually here for is to get my adjustable spanner, which I've left at the allotment from the bad old days of putting together the bloody greenhouses. And then I've got to go back, and then we've got to get the battery out, then I've got to take it back to mine, then I've got to charge it up, then I've got to take it back, and hopefully that will have solved the problems. Never goes to plan, does it? In a cruel twist of fate, it's not where I thought it was. I really thought it was in this greenhouse, but I have at least just taken a moment to enjoy and marvel at all of my chili peppers. Everything is looking really healthy at the moment, and the same is true outside. It is a gorgeous day. I was so looking forward to actually getting a bit done in the back garden. I'm really hoping, oh, it might be. Yes! It's not the one I thought. I know that somewhere I've got a purple one, but hopefully this will bloody do it. This will do it. It is probably worth saying as well, I did think about jump starting the car. I think that's probably the simplest solution would have actually been to just jump start the car, but it was in a really busy car park, and the car was parked the wrong way. Really, that's not the main problem though. The main problem is I don't have any jump cables. So, also once I jump started one of my cars and completely fried the battery. Did everything right, but apparently the battery that we used was it had run out of battery at some point and been recharged, and the polarity had been reversed. So the plus was the negative and the negative was the plus, and it literally kind of, my battery went bang. And yeah, now I'm a bit scared of jump starting cables. God. Oh, hey folks, you're down there again. Hope you're doing well. I think I'm flashing everyone. In theory, everything is disconnected, and I just have to say, okay, right, there has to be a special place in heaven for people who upload YouTube videos of just like simple mechanical tutorials. Thank God I found a video that showed me about all the hidden little bolts and doodads. In theory, it should pull right out. It's caught on something. Oh, why is there always something? Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Battery. Something's holding it in. Folks, we got it. You would not believe how long I've just been fighting with that thing. Absolutely disgusting. And it was lodged in some weird way. Eventually I just managed to pull it up and get the angle right, I guess, but not fun. I thought, you know, maybe this would be okay. Have a little bit of fun, make a video out of it, and it just never goes to plan, does it? So it's now, I don't know, this time. Turns out it wasn't the battery was completely and utterly fine. I took it home and plugged it in, full charge. So I've just had to put the battery back in the car, which is like, it was just as hard as getting it out, funnily enough. And I'm feeling pretty, more than a little bit done, to be honest. God. Basically, at this point, I have no idea what is wrong with it. It could just be a fuse or something like that. I've wired it all up. The car's powered back on, so that's something. At least I didn't make more problems. But yeah, it's just not turning over. It does one little click, and then that's it. It doesn't like turn over or anything like that. So any mechanics watching, if you've got any ideas, please do let me know, because my next suggestion for my parents is basically, you're gonna have to get a mechanic out and get some breakdown cover, people. Okay, if there's one lesson from this video, make sure you've got breakdown cover, okay? Let's go to the allotment. I'm done, I'm done. We made it, folks. I was gonna say finally at the allotment, but we did come earlier for that adjustable. Oh, and oh, the mother load, the good stuff, the black gold, silver grey. It saved my season, really, and I might be talking about it a bit more at a later date, but oh, let's get some of this out, and it's just, it's a relief knowing that I've got this kind of in the bank so I can actually start potting up the peppers. I wonder if I can carry one of these with the camera in my hand. Not actually too bad, but they have switched to a lower quantity, so it's only 40 litres in here, so don't be thinking I'm, you know, training for a strongman competition or anything. I actually got all these from a local Stewart's. I was really impressed. Every bit of compost they had was peat-free, but it was all quite high quality peat-free stuff. Lots of silver grey, lots of Grow Shore, which I think is quite good. Not Grow Shore, Grow More. They have very close names, don't they? Surprised they haven't been in trademark war, but yeah, quite nice to see. And there we go, last one. Now, that feels like an absolute load of compost, especially given the price. It's quite premium stuff, but when you think about putting your chilies or your tomatoes into 10 or 12 litre containers, each one of those only does 4. So actually, what's that? We've got 6 by 4. That's only like 24. Give or take a little bit, because I do have some homemade compost behind me, although not much, and a lot of that is spent compost, but I will be mixing it in. Maybe I'll use a little bit of manure, but that's just enough for my tomatoes only. Although no, they're going in the raised bed. You can tell my mind is a little bit scattered. Oh, look at the peas, oh my God. Me saying my mind is a bit scattered and then me immediately getting distracted. Look at these have absolutely rocketed away in just the last few days. Oh, they're looking really, really healthy. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? As much as I would love to stay and do a bit more gardening, look at nice sunset. Jess made me dinner about 2 hours ago, which is now getting cold. Dealing with that car, oh, it took me a lot longer than I was expecting. So thank you ever so much to all my patrons, especially who have helped me just buy all of that compost. Tony, Pam, Louise, Michael and Bill, my chili pepper tier patrons. An extra special thank you to you. I think that's all, folks. Be kind to one another, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.